laps left in the race, and let's see what's possible. Yes, lovely, we have gained the lead, so let's try and see if we can keep the car behind. Hello and welcome back to the channel for another season of GPRO, and this time we are running with a white livery, so let's get going. But sadly we have been relegated from Elite back down to Master 1, and we have lost our driver because the driver was still an Elite driver, so we need to make sure that we find a driver for the first race of the season and possibly a technical director, but the driver is the most important thing that we need to do. Let's take a look at the car levels currently into Master 1, and we can clearly see that we currently have the second best car of the field, so that's lovely. So we need to make sure that we get a good decent driver, so we maybe can score some points in the first couple races. That could be really helpful. And the weather for race 1 at Zandvoort, which is a handling track, it's dry and about 20 degrees, so so basic dry conditions, like most likely a 2-stop or something like that, so that's nice to know. Well, let's take a look at some possible contract offers that we can do, and I have found this driver, Luca Amati. I think I quite like him based on last season and what happened. Yes, decent amount of stamina, not too old. He has some aggression that I am looking for, and importantly he has a favorite track at race 2 of the season, so that could work as well. And his racing shirt is already the correct color, that is nice as well, so we don't need to change that at all. Yeah, he might be a little bit on the expensive side, but that might be okay for the driver market. And for the technical director, we are just going to be searching for the pit coordination, and then based on that I have added the technical directors to the shortlist, and then when they get some offers I will throw them out of the shortlist, and then we will pick someone that isn't too expensive, that knows how to do a pit stop. So it could be any one of those, I don't know yet. Let's quickly take a look at the sponsors that we have for the current season, and these are the active sponsors that are on the car, and after these have finished there won't be any new ones this season. So hopefully if none of these sponsors leave, we will be getting 47 million of sponsor income this season, so that should be really nice, and we can pay some tires for it, so let's see what's possible. Let's take a look how my staff and facilities are looking at the start of the season. So here we can see them, and my max training is at 26 and my staff is at 24, so that means that at some point I will need to buy some facilities. So yes, that's something to consider. I'm not quite sure if I am going to be training my staff, so we need to see what's going to happen there this season. It's time for a contract offer update, so let's check it out. These offers have been made, and of course we are looking to get Luca Amati, but we have some backup offers, and also we have offered a contract to a technical director, so let's see what happened. Let's start with the technical director. I think we have a lovely one for 288k, no bonus money, and a lot of pit coordination, so hopefully we get some nice decent pit stops, and let's see what we can do with him. And now it's time to check out the driver. In the end it became Thomas Moss. Here we have him. He is pretty cheap. We have a contract for 17 races. He is also on the older side. Hopefully his stamina is high enough, and he doesn't know how to drive into the wet, so that shouldn't be an issue, I think, with the plans. And he has some aggression, so when the conditions should be correct, he should be able to qualify quickly, so let's hope he is a decent choice for the season. The time of the season has come to select the tire supplier, and for this season we have a few choices. Of course, we have a driver that doesn't have any talent, so the F1 and the Yokohama are out of the question. I don't fancy going for the Continentals this season. Yes, could work, but maybe not. So the realistic option is Dunlop, or the crazy option is Hancock. So let's check out the votes. And the votes are in. We have 46 votes, and of course you can clearly see that the Hancock has won by a few votes, so let's go for the Hancock. And yes, let's indeed go for the Hancock. Yes, I really fancy the extra drive performance, and I would like to give it a try myself. I think it should be fine with the driver that we have. And of course, if I relegate, it doesn't matter. So let's sign the contract, and contract signed with the Hancock, and let's go racing. Let's do some driver training before race 1 of the season to increase his speed, hopefully. So let's get going. But first, driver contract. We are going to be extending the contract by 1 race to get some additional motivation. So let's extend the contract, and yes, lovely. And that is 50 motivation that we didn't have before. And now the driver training. We will be going for sports psychologist to get even more motivation for the driver. So let's do that and confirm it. And now we have 91 motivation, so 41 increase. So lovely. So let's go racing. Race 1 of the season, qualified in a lovely 7th position, and hopefully we can have a nice start and gain a few positions if at all possible, and get some points this race. That would be nice with this driver, the tires and the crazy wings that we got. So far still in 7th, doesn't look like there is that much pressure from behind. Yes, lovely, we gained a position into 6th. No, we haven't, or maybe we can. Lap is almost complete. Yes, lovely. After the race, we are into a 6th position. So after lap 1 of the race, we have gained a position into a 6th place. So let's see what's possible. And yes, of course, we have the Hancock, so we don't have any durability on the tires. So I am running with mediums to be able to do a 2-stop, whilst the others with normal tire choices can do 2-stop with soft tires. And it seems like that we are stuck behind a slower car. That is unfortunate. As there is a nice gap in front of him, and he has a driver mistake, so lovely. So we have 3. No, we haven't, because we got unlucky with the driver mistake of our own. So we are now back behind him. So yes, so I think we are slightly unlucky. So still don't know if we even have the pace to get into the points and keep in the points. Yes, lovely, we got past him as he has bad tires before the pit stop. And pit stop time, let's hope that we have a nice pit stop, and back out on track in 13th position, which becomes 11th. And let's see what we can do from here. There is a small gap to the car in front, so hopefully we have the speed to close it. I believe that there are a few cars that are trying to do a 1-stop as well, so let's see what's possible. Yes, lovely, we gained the position, and yes, I think the gap is closing slightly, possibly. Let's see what happens. We have 1 car behind us, and after that there isn't any traffic behind us. Currently in the points position with 8. We need a few points realistically. We just need to see how good the driver is. And oh, we had a driver mistake just before the pit stop, so that will hurt us. So again, unlucky pit stop time, and back out on track in a 10th position. But closer to the car that was in front before the driver mistake. So without a driver mistake, we could have cleared him. And we have lost the position. It seems like we have run out of energy quite early. Yes, we are definitely losing quite a lot of pace. Yes, the driver ran out of energy quite early. So we might have used too high risk for this driver. So yes, we need to see what happened in the race analyze. Hopefully we can get a decent position. Points are out of the question, and yes, and just a little bit unlucky as well, but in the end that doesn't really matter when you run out of energy that early. So it looks like we are finishing in a 15th position for race 1 of the season. And time for the race analyze of race 1 of the season here at Zandvoort. So qualified in a lovely 7th position. I used 65 CT. I wasn't thinking that was that much, but apparently we ran out of energy quite early. Also unlucky with the driver mistakes just before the pit stop and when we cleared the traffic. So yes, but in the end we ran out of energy at lap 57, somewhere around there, and then we lost a second a lap, so that cost quite a lot of time. So in the end, 15th position. Today's video is sponsored by... Oh wait, I don't have any sponsors. Subscribe now. Time for the first test session of the season here at the test track Laguna Seca, and currently we don't have any testing points at all, so we need to get some to get our car CCP under control. We'll be selecting top speed and hard tires, and not quite sure how long that they will be lasting, so let's go for 25 laps and go safe and do the stint. Test stint done, and tires lasted quite a lot longer than I expected, so that's nice. So let's see how long I can. I think I do 38 or 37 laps, so that should be fine, and they should be easily lasting. So let's go for the longer one of the two, and let's just simply do the laps and try to complete the yes, lovely. Try to complete the test session just to get the testing points, so we have those into the bag, and the last stint as well. Lovely, all 100 laps done, and we should get some testing points for race 5 of the season. Let's take a look at the driver training that we do before race 2 of the season, and ideally I would like to train my driver on stamina, because he's losing 1 stamina each race, but sadly I need the energy to be pushing next race, so we will be doing a spa resort this time to get the energy back, so we can go back to pushing into the next race at Istanbul, and training done, and hopefully we get a nice result. Race 2 of the season here at Istanbul, qualified in a 7th position, and we need to get a good start in order to make the strategy work, so hopefully we can gain a few places. Looks like we are gaining a place already, yes, lovely, into a 5th position, question mark, yes, lovely. Yes, even a 4th position, nice, nice. So let's try and keep it, and let's see what's possible from here on in the race, and hopefully we won't be behind a slower car. Yes, lovely, even into a 3rd position after lap 1. So after lap 1 we have gained 4 positions into a 3rd place, and let's see what happens. Currently I'm boosting, and lap 2, 3 and 4. Let's see if anything more is possible. And yes, lovely, we seem to have gained a position into 2nd, and it looks like we cleared the traffic and we won't be held up by a slower car this race, so we can do our own pace, and let's see what happens in this race. It looks like a podium might be on the cards if everything goes correctly. Of course, this race I am doing a 3-stop with my Hancock tires, and it's about the pit stop time. Here we are into the pits, closely behind the car in front, and now back out of the pits into a 12th position, and we have lost some time in the pits to the car in front, sadly. So hopefully we can close the gap, and of course other cars are doing a 2-stop, so we need to wait and see what happens strategy wise. I think we will be okay. Yes, they have made their stop, and we are back into a 2nd position. We can do our own pace, we aren't blocked, lovely. So let's see what happens, and of course almost time for the 2nd pit stop. Look, hopefully we can gain back some time. We are about 6 seconds back, and hopefully we can get closer. And yes, back out in 7th. That looks like we gained something like 2 seconds, so that is nice to see. And yes, lovely, into a 5th position. And of course some cars still need to make their 2nd pit stop, so let's see what happens when they have done their pit stop. And yes, and of course we also need to do our own pit stop at the end, so yes, lovely, some cars have made the stop, so lovely. And we are currently 4 seconds back, so I think we have gained some time, and we just need a good pit stop, and let's see what happens. A podium is still on the cards, yes, he's pitting, I should be pitting, yes, now, yes, and we are 4 seconds back, and now we are... Yes, we have gained a little bit into the pit stop, so that's nice. And yes, and all cars have made their stop, and with about 10 laps to go, we are into a lovely 2nd position, very close to the car in front, and hunting a possible victory. And a few more laps to go. Can we do it? 2 laps left in the race, and let's see what's possible. Yes, lovely, we have gained the lead, so let's try and see if we can keep the car behind. It looks like Patrick might have some worn tires, so that might have been why we got past. And now it's just a matter of keeping the position, and then victory number 100 will be ours. But of course we have some pressure from the cars behind, starting the final lap of the race. And yes, lovely, we still kept the lead so far. Half a lap left, and we have been overtaken. Oh no. We have been overtaken by all 3 cars. I think something must have happened. I'm not quite sure. And a driver mistake as well on top of it. So yes, so sadly, so no victory and even not a podium. So I think we will be finishing in 4th position this race. And yes, indeed, we are finishing 4th in the end. Let's take a look at the race analyze to see why we didn't win the race in the end. So here we have the race analyze, started in a 7th position, 65 CT this time. The front wing finished at 100% damage, so it was a miracle that we weren't smoking. And then in the end we ran out of energy. So I guess before the driver mistake, that's why we lost the positions, because we ran out of energy compared to the others. And then on the end, the driver mistake as well on top. So at least we had 2 really nice pit stops that really helped us in this race, and that put us into the position that we might have been able to win the race. And that's it for this race, and let's go to the next one. But first I have a special announcement to make. For the next race I will be using my special livery, the white Red Bull, for the race at Japan. Time for a weather update for race 3 of the season here at Suzuka. It should be dry mostly, it's not too hot, and a small risk of rain, but it should be okay for the Hancocks. So that means that we need to train yet again a spa resort for the driver. And finally, after race 2 of the season, of course, we have the cup competition draw, and we have been drawn against number 10, Simone, and we have raced quite a lot, so this can go either way. If we win this, we might get into the quarterfinal against the seed number 3, so we'll see what happens. Race 3 of the season here at Suzuka, qualified in 11th position and didn't gain any positions at the start, which was really necessary for the strategy. So yes, I think everyone is doing 2 stops, and I am doing 3 stops with my extra soft tires. Yes, we had to downgrade some parts, and it seems like we have downgraded out the performance, so it's essential that we go testing in the future. And so far we are now up to a 9th position, but there are a few cars that were ahead that were slower, but pit stop time, and we are now back on track in 24th. But most importantly, we have clean air in front, so we aren't slowed down at all. So that's nice to see. And yes, we are in 12th position. No, even a 9th position. And we have some clean air. We can do our own pace. We aren't being blocked, so that's fine. So in the end, if we can get the top 10, that would be a nice result here, as we aren't expecting points or anything special, because we needed to downgrade the important levels. So we'll see what happens. So 2nd pit stop of the race, and back out on track in 14th position. Yes, so I believe we are all doing one more stop. So at 10th or 14th position. We'll see what happens, and of course we still need to get past the cup rival. He was still in front of us. And we are now in 9th position, and we have one more stop to go. So let's see what happens. We are quite close to the car in front. Maybe we can get past. No, it's pit stop time, so pit stop done. And back out on track in 11th position, so that's nice to see. And yes, hopefully, yes, close to the top 10. Basically got it. Seems like we have run out of energy. We are losing the connection to the car in front. So yes, we have lost the position, and we have finished the race in 12th position. So didn't get the top 10. Ran out of energy again. race analyzed for race 3 of the season here at Suzuka. Yes, so we started in 11th position, didn't gain anything at the start. That's 65 CT, and we ran out of energy. So yes, and of course we had a strategy that didn't work, but my alternatives weren't that great. So we ran out of energy. It cost a little bit of time in the position. Pit stops weren't that amazing, and in the end, we got some money. And of course an update for the cup competition, and yes indeed, we won our match, so we are currently leading with 1. So let's see what happens next race. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you soon, and check out one of these videos if you haven't, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Goodbye!